Hey everyone, so it's Wednesday and it's our cycling series, so Secrets from the Saddle. Sylvie coming to you live here in Chelsea, Quebec. And so I just want to check some lighting here. Oh, which one's better? Oh, it's just the window. But you know, because since we're talking to Jon Davis, who is the Masters champion in from California, I wanted to set myself up in front of my own accolade of trophies here, and I want to make special note to everyone that these are not participation medals. These are podium medals from my cycling days. So these are the top ones here, my cycling, and then back there are my bikini and figure competing trophies. So I'm pretty proud of those. And so what is this all about? So I decided, because I've been in the cycling world for a long time, I don't know, 20 years isn't long in some people's lives, that why not give back? Because you see all these kind of interviews on all sorts of things, like losing weight, losing this, and like nothing really cycling related and fun. So I decided to put this together, and so what I've done is I call it Secrets from the Saddle. So isn't that cool? And I have brought on so far some high-level road cycling racers, triathletes, coaches. So you get to hear perspectives from like all different people from the industry, and also I'm asking some friends who are in the industry per se, like who are gonna have have pro teams, have their own studios or bike shops and stuff like that. So you get to hear a lot about the different things that go on in the industry and get some really great tips for possibly implementing new things for you as a cyclist. So who am I? My name is Sylvie Dow, and I have a women's cycling club, and I'd also wanted to feature our new exciting our apparel. So 10 years I've had my women's cycling club. I can't believe it. And so my background is personal trainer. I'm a level 3 national performance cycling coach. I'm also a race official. I do bike fits. So I do a lot of things that are cycling, just everything about cycling. And I also am a specialist in nutritional timing for athletes, and that's where I put all my passions. All right, I'm gonna try John. I have to wait for him to show up. So what have I been doing? It didn't start here like a lot of people. Okay, John, I'm trying to invite you. I'm just gonna. So when I had a spinning studio for 8 years, and a lot of people say like, so Sylvie, like, how did you get into spinning, and what kind of education do you have? I go, well, I went to college. I never went to university. I don't have, I've never, I don't have any degrees per se, and I just started this out of sheer passion for cycling. And, they just kind of go back and maybe don't know what to say. And so, you know what? Passion for whatever you love is going to take you a long way if you want to do things with it. So I just say, just do it. All right. So, guys, we're trying to get John on here. And, here we go. I don't know. For some reason, I can't get you on. Add viewers to your broadcast. I hate technical difficulty. Allow viewers to send you requests to join your broadcast. Okay. Maybe that's what I need to do. I'm on live. Do I need to connect via my cell? Yes. John, go to your cell phone. Yeah. Unfortunately, these things work much better on your cell. So So yeah, so you have to go to John. So, and also, I'm a mom of three. I road raced for 8 years. So in that time, I was a first time racer. I built a women's masters team. We had anywhere from 2 to 10 ladies. That lasted about 8 years. And that was some of the greatest times. So I was like a racer, then I was a manager, then a coach, and then I had 2 babies, and I continued to race. And my last year racing was 2013. So let's just see if we can get John on. All right, John, tell me now when you're on your phone. And so and that's just where it stemmed. I stopped racing in 2013. I hung up my bike and I hit the stage. So you can't do both per se if you want to do one good, one well. So I had to give up one to pursue the other. And it got me medals. So I do love being on the stage. People are like, oh, how could you do that, Sylvie? I'm like, yeah, I love standing in high heels and bathing suit on stage in front of lots of people. But anyway, so that's a bit of me. And for anybody who's joining on, please add questions below. And we'll definitely get back. We're going to have a little Q&A afterwards with John, and because he's got some amazing material that he's going to bring out that helped him launch himself back into cycling when in his 50s. So he's got, so what we have here with him is pretty exciting. Like, I'm going to have him tell you his story, but but you see, like when he was telling me the things he used to do, and I'm like, yeah, he just he has the mindset to go and pursue something like a road cycling racer on a serious capacity, because he used to be a downhill ski racer in high school. Then he moved to martial arts and then bike racing. He has his own business. So he's just got a lot of stuff going on, which is awesome. Hold on here, guys. I'm trying. I'm on live. Do I need to connect? Yes. All right, John, if you are on with your phone, just give me a thumbs up. You can add them at any point. Okay. Oh, no, I don't want. Why can I can add somebody else, but not you. This is so bizarre. All right, guys. We might have to restart. Oh, John, there you are. Okay. Yeah. Basham, I almost added you. Okay. Hold on. Questions? No. Okay. What's that? Oh, that's a little better. Okay. All right. We're doing it. Okay, John will be on here periodically. Don't make me tell jokes, because it's not pretty. So with John, we're going to be talking about 4 different components. And one of them is his weight loss story. Next one is his business story. Then we're going to dive into what really got him launched into racing. And it's all about nutrition, and it's all about, one thing we call protein pacing. And so he's going to talk about how he's implemented a amazing nutritional system called Isogenics. And if you know me, I've been using the products. We both use the products. We're both on Team Isogenics. And it's not just one of those things. So it's not just one of those things. For a lot of people, it's the thing, the new thing, the thing that's going to take them to the next level, the thing they've been looking for. John, I'm trying to add you, but it says you're not available. Bring John on camera. Adding. Say no answer live cell. Are you on with your cell? You can invite me now. Okay. All right. We will have John on here. And it's going to be so worth your time that, you know, it's no answer from live video. Oh my God. You're not answering. Clear requests. Okay, I'm just going to clear requests. Stay with us, everyone. John, are you still watching? I disconnected and reconnected. He's in California and we're here in Quebec, so we're like on the other side of the world. He's on the other side of the world, or on the other side of the United States, and we're trying to connect. And all right, hopefully this is going to work. So I'll tell you about a little bit about my trophies, if you guys want to hear about it. So my biggest one is, well, actually, no. When I was a senior, hey, John, oh my God. I was just getting into my stuff. All right, so can we hear you?
Can you hear me?
Okay, awesome.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yay. Okay, hold on. All right, so everybody's kind of heard a little bit about you. Now, we're just going to have John jump in and tell us his story on how, you know, like did a little bit of background, and then we're going to launch into like, we're going to start with that weight loss and then some of the business, and then we're going to like dive into what you did to get where you are today. So don't be afraid to tell us a little bit about your race winnings, because I think it's pretty significant and massive. And I was like looking at you're over 50 too.
Yeah, I just turned 50 in February of this year.
You're in your 50s, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're in the new race category. Well, that's even better. All right, so take it away, John. Tell us all about you.
Yeah, so hey, everybody, my name is Jon Davis. You know, I've been with Isogenics now for 5 years, a little over 5 years. And, you know, I've been an athlete my whole life. And, you know, I was on the ski team in high school and ski team in college. And then I got into bike racing after that. And, you know, it was started my own business and had a child, started a family, and, you know, kind of stopped racing for a bit. And the weight sort of creeped on, as it kind of does when you stop working out, but you keep eating the same. You know, life happens. So I didn't really worry about it. I didn't even really notice it, tell you the truth. And then I started riding again a little bit, and I'm like, well, I can get the weight off because, you know, I know what I'm doing, and I've been doing it for so long that I just, you know, ride and watch what I eat. So I tried for 2 years to get back. I was touching, when I was racing, I was racing Pro 1-2 probably 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago. And I did that for like 10 years. And I was probably 158 pounds, 160 pounds. Naturally, you know, but what my coaches had me doing was kind of crazy. They would have me do these, you know, 80, 100-mile rides and then not eat for, you know, 4 or 5 hours after my rides. So I'm kind of at my normal weight now, but which is like 180. And then when I stopped riding, you know, my weight kind of crept up and I went, I was close to 190, 188, 190. And then, you know, I would diet and I would do calorie restrictions and I would, you know, get down to 182, 183, and then I'd start eating again normally. And then I'd go right back up to 188, 190. And it was really, really frustrating. So I was doing like this sort of, you know, up and down for almost 2 years. And then I met somebody that introduced me to these products, and
And were
within
were you racing at that time?
no, no, no. I was just riding, just, you know,
Oh, were
trying to
you
get back
racing at that
into
time now?
no, I
Yeah.
wasn't racing before I got into isogenics. I was like 10 years ago, but not in a long time. So I was doing martial arts,
Hmm.
and you know, but that's not
Yeah.
very, you know, cardiovascular wise. I mean, it's a good workout, but it didn't do much for me, for my body. And so when I got back into when I found isogenics, when somebody introduced me, within a really short time, with less than 2 months, I went from almost 190 to 168, like totally blown away. And all I was doing was
Woo!
2 shakes a day, one healthy meal. I was traveling a lot. I was working out maybe 1 day a week, maybe two, but not, I wasn't like training every day at all. So I kind of was like, what is this stuff? And, you know, kind of got more interested, and I was really interested in the business side, along with, you know, because I'm like, well, if it can affect me like this, who I'm really trying to be conscious about my life and my eating and organic, and, you know, my wife does a radio show on natural health. And, you know, so she was, first off, she was really, really leery about these products because she goes, we're not eating it. It comes in a package. You know, we eat stuff that you can pick off the tree and doesn't have ingredients. So it took her about a year to get
Yeah,
on
that was
board.
me too.
And she actually, I asked her if she would interview the formulators of the product. So she actually interviewed 4 different
Oh,
formulators. So because I wanted to know if the product was good for me, right? Like I had good
okay.
results, but is it really clean? Is it a really good product?
Mm.
So then she interviewed 4 different formulators, you know, Dr. Colgan, Dr. Tony O'Donnell, Dr. Paul Anderson, and then Bill Andrews. So her
Okay.
belief level went up and was
Wow,
like,
that's
this
quite
is the clean
that's
stuff.
quite the lineup.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, really good to have that sort of
Yeah, you can't get
um,
better than that for
you really can't. You really can't. So she
no, I
she
know.
believed it. So
Yeah.
then I got more into the athletic side of the product, and I had an opportunity to have dinner with
Hmm.
Dr. Michael Colgan. And Dr. Colgan is the formulator
Oh,
of the
sweet.
athletic line for isogenics. And he told
Yeah.
me how all the products should be taken.
So if
So,
anybody doesn't,
no, go
yeah.
ahead. There's a
So if
little bit of,
anybody doesn't know Michael Colgan, he I noticed that. Oh my God. Sorry, I don't mean to be cutting you off like that. But Michael Colgan, you guys have to Google him. He has like he has a number of books on like I have a bunch of like the inflammatory athlete, like inflammation and how, good nutrition can remedy that. And his books are funny. I don't know, do you have a bunch of them, John, at
no,
home?
I just got to have dinner, a 2 hour dinner with him. So I was amazed with talking with him.
You don't need his books. Yeah, tell us about that.
So, you know, he told me about the products and how they should be taken and the basis of the products and why he developed the ones that he did. Like I have one of the boxes here. He was funny because he's like, come here, you want to know a secret? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, this product here is based off of Viagra. And this is a vasodilator, which so taking Viagra, cyclists were taking Viagra for performance on the bike. So they banned it from cycling.
No.
Yeah. Because it's a vasodilator. So this is basically.
Oh my
God. This is a nitric oxide booster. So this has beets and spinach, and it's a really, really clean product. But that's the kind of, he's funny like that. But I totally get. So this is one of the ones where I use pre big race coming up, and you do one a day. If you're over 180 pounds, then you do 2 a day. And it's the effects are just absolutely amazing. So on a big stage race that I'm going to do, I'll preload that 5 or 6 days, 1 a day. Doesn't matter what time you take it, and it stays in your bloodstream for 24 hours.
See, that was one, when I saw that come out, I was like, the Knox, that was one, if I was still racing, if I had clients that were racing, I would make them do that post race, like the week of, because of that very effect. And sometimes I have some at home. I actually take it in the morning when I wake up, and it's a good stimulator to get going in the day. Either that or e-shots, and I know you have some over there too. But I think the beet juice, like, it's so funny how that comes about, right? Like, I think the 2012 Olympics was based on beet juice. Everybody was drinking beet juice as an athlete. But yeah, so tell us more.
Okay, so then so in all of these products are meant to work synergistically together because they all do a little bit something different. So so after that, that was in 2016, beginning of 2016, right when the athletic line for Isagenix came out. And then, so I started racing again. Someone's like, oh, you should join our team. And I'm like, God, I haven't raced in 10 years. What do you, I'm not in shape. I'm not ready. And so I got back into mountain biking, and I actually won the West Coast Championship for California. And I was blown away. I won 7 out of the 10 races that I entered that year. And it all based on Isagenix, all based on, I know.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I was blown away with my own results. I'd never had results like that before. Yeah.
You're inspiring me to get back on the race circuit. I don't know.
And then I got to meet. You should for sure. And then I got to meet Dr. Paul Aserio, who is the doctor who did the clinical trials for Isagenix. So he did a weight loss study, and then he also did a performance study for Isagenix. And he himself was personally blown away with the results that Isagenix got for the weight loss. And after the year-long study, because what most people do when they athletes is when they want to lose weight, this is something that I did, is they try to lower your whole calorie intake and to lose weight. And what you do is you do lose weight, you lose lean muscle mass, you lose power, you lose a little bit of fat, but you also lose muscle mass. So when I was talking to Dr. Paul, Paul introduced the protein pacing with me to increase your protein, and 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight every day. Which for some people that might seem like a lot of protein. Yeah. But if you pace it out into 5 or 6 meals for the day, and you have like the Isagenix product, the Isa Pro, this is 36 grams of undenatured whey protein. Yeah. So I do 2 of these a day, plus one Isoline Pro, which is a meal replacement. So this one is not a meal replacement. It's only protein. So I mean, just from this, I'm getting 70 grams of protein. And then with this shake, I'm getting over 100 grams of protein just from doing the 3 shakes. And then,
Yes. Yeah. So hey, John,
so after I started following, yeah,
can you give us a run? Sorry, can you give us a rundown of like your average day and
yeah.
then like your average and then your race day? So I want to know. Who wants to know what he eats on a regular basis when he's training and then how he puts everything together for race day? Because that is key. It's not just about race day, it's about what you do leading up to race day. Everybody?
Yep.
Yeah. Go for it, John. I want to hear everything. Where's my
All right.
pen?
Cool. I see that you have your pad and paper out. So,
Yeah.
okay, let's,
Yeah.
I'll go through like a regular day, and it's not that much different between race day and other days, but it's all about recovery for me. You know, I'm 50 years old. When I train intensely. Hey, Paul, how you doing, buddy? Hey, Joyce, I see you on. So it's all about, you know, doing the protein pacing so your body's recovering at the optimal times. And it's all, you know, because Dr. Polisario did a year-long, you know, study on it with protein and the pacing, and he's just like, he's like the science, like this is what the science says, this is what all the research says. He doesn't go by, oh, this is, you know, sounds good, this is a good idea. He's like, it's all science-based for him. So, and I'm a pretty left-brain logical guy when it comes to the science stuff, so I absolutely love that. So my average day is, I'm going to start with an e-shot in the morning. And an e-shot is an adaptogenic drink that you have. It only has 85 grams of calories, or 85 grams of caffeine. And one interesting thing about adaptogens is your body does not build up a tolerance towards adaptogens. It does build up a tolerance towards caffeine. So these things are absolutely great if you're going to go do an intense ride, and then take this right before your ride. And then along with that, I'm doing a Isoline Pro shake. And the Isoline Pro shake is a full meal replacement, 36 grams of protein and 280 calories. And then with this, if I'm going to work out right away, I will mix in this. This is the AMP Nitro. And the AMP Nitro is a creatine based. It has taurine, beta alanine. It's all about blood flow, right? So open up the capillaries, and the blood flow is also with the AMP NOx, the nitric oxide boost. But this, your face might tingle, which is okay because it's blood flow. You feel like, I think it's called the niacin flush. So your face tingles a little bit, but you know it's working. So this I always take before my workouts. Yeah. Although it has creatine, you don't have to cycle off of it because it has a small amount in it, and it's not like a huge dose of creatine in here. And then I also put in the Ionics, and the Ionics is a more adaptogen. It has B2, B12, B6 packed with B. So I put this in before my workout, and I mix that into the same shake. I mix it all together and just drink one shake. Do you have a question?
Okay. Yeah. Do you put the nitro in there too?
Yeah.
Yep. You do? Oh, okay. I got it. All right, continue on. That's okay. That's the little tip I need.
If I'm going to work out right away, then I'll take it. But if I'm drinking my shake like an hour before, then I won't take it. Then I'll drink the nitro right before my ride. And the nitro takes about 15 to 20 minutes for it to activate into your body. And it lasts for about 2.5 to 3 hours. So if I'm doing a 6-hour ride, I'll actually do a second serving of nitro halfway through my ride,
Uh-huh.
or I'll
Yeah.
take an e-shot, one of the e-shots with me. So I'll do one or the other halfway through my ride. I'll put this in my back pocket, or I'll put this in one of my water bottles and just know that it's in my second water bottle. And then during my ride,
I like it.
I'll do the gel, and this is the amp fuel,
Yeah.
and this is a basically apple puree with molasses. Pretty simple. So everyone's different, but I take this maybe once in an hour, or if it's super intense, maybe once every 40 minutes, half an hour. The heat makes a difference for me. So taking stuff like this is all personal. So you need to, just figure out where you need to go with your body. And then directly after the workout, I'm doing 2 scoops of this undenatured whey protein with this or ionics. And then I didn't bring the other one in here. There's another product called the Amped Recovery, which is branched chain amino acids. So I'm getting the BCAAs in right away with the protein and more adaptogens and more B for recovery. So, John just asked the question. Do you want to, should we answer some questions while we're going? Sylvie?
Sure. Okay. Yeah, might as well. Yep, go ahead.
Okay. So, John, the nitro is it works on blood flow, and it has, taurine, beta alanine, trying to read all the other ones, but it helps with hydrating your muscles and blood flow. That's the big thing. This one has about 100 milligrams of caffeine, so it doesn't have a whole lot, which is probably like half the amount of a Starbucks coffee. So you don't get the jitters, you don't get, amped up per se with it. But they also, if you're sensitive caffeine, they have another one called Amp Power, which has a little bit less beta alanine, a little less taurine, and it has no caffeine. And it still has the creatine. Yeah. So one with no caffeine, and the other one has caffeine with a little bit more product. Okay. Hey, Mike Giroux, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. So then you do that directly after the ride because it assimilates in your body better because it doesn't have the probiotics or any of the nutrients like the regular meal replacement does. So I'll do that shake in combination right after, and about an hour later I'm hungry because that wasn't a meal replacement. So then I eat a meal, sandwich, tacos, whatever I want, chicken Caesar salad, taco salad, eat normally. And then in the afternoon, I'll do another, this is based on the protein pacing. So this is the Isogenics protein bar, and this has 28 grams of protein. So then I'm getting another, dose of protein about 3 or 4 in the afternoon. And then I'll do dinner, regular dinner, again, but I'm focused on protein, a salmon, fish, something like that, chicken, but I'm focused on getting that protein in. And then at nighttime, again, I'm doing another 2 scoops of the Isopro before I go to bed. So I'm getting another 36 grams of protein. Right. My muscles are recovering right before I go to bed. So that's kind of,
so that helps a lot with like.
Go ahead.
So so that helps a lot with like muscle repair and soreness and stuff like that. So you can effectively work harder and continue on the next day, right, John?
No, absolutely. And the crazy thing is, people see my Strava, and they go, "Are you hiding your rides? Are you because you only ride like 3 days a week, and my average riding hours is like 6 hours a week, between 6 and 10, and sometimes I'll move it up to 12 or 13, but I mean, a lot of the times I'm doing 3 hour, 3 days on the bike, and I'm
Yeah,
absolutely, but I'm diligent about my protein intake, and I'm 182,
hmm
183 pounds now, so I'm getting in 180 grams of protein every day.
right. Yeah, super smart. Now, when you're training those 3 days, would you say that two are intense or one's intense like speed work, hill work, and the other two are like endurance riding? Is that how you break them up?
No, because I'm only riding 3 days a week. I
Hmm
the like Wednesday ride this morning, I did it's almost a 50-mile ride, and there are some flat sections with some hills, and I ride it differently every time. Sometimes, now that I'm doing more criteriums, I might go to the front and do more
Mm,
attacking and attack, and then the next week I might sit in and then work more on the hills, and it all sort of depends on it, but
right.
mostly all 3 days that I'm doing, it's Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, that I'm um it's pretty intense. It's pretty intense all 3 days, because
Yeah,
I'm
I
recovering the
would
other
say.
days, and then I'm in the gym twice a week too. Mondays and Fridays I do recovery, and I do it's pretty much a cross training, like a CrossFit or something like that. So I'm doing planks and cores and
Yeah.
plyometrics and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's super important too. As a cyclist, I never hit the gym too much when I was riding and racing a lot in the summer, but it is good to definitely maintain and then amp that up in the winter. Well, I don't know if you have seasons like ours, because like when it snows, not too many people are racing out here. So we're in on our trainers and we're in the gyms. So it's kind of a bit different. You
I
guys
had
just race
two.
all the time.
I the last race that I had of the year
What?
was December. The last race that I had this year was December 15th, and then my first race in 2018 was January 15th.
Wow. Oh
Four
my
weeks.
gosh.
Yeah, it was.
When I raced, like by September, I was done. Like I raced so much, you just like didn't want to see your bike anymore. But
Yeah,
and then they started cyclocross. So, anyways.
I know.
All right, so let's yeah, I know. It's nonstop. So you've got the weight loss, and let's just backtrack to how that happened. Like you did mention like you're trying to work it off for 2 years, and then you started isogenics, and boof, it came off. What do you like? How did you feel about that, and how did that change everything for you?
All of a sudden, because there's no magic bullet, right? That there's not, people are like, I just want to do
Right.
one thing, I want to do this, I want to do that, and it's a whole, your body is a system. So I found the magic system for me, because I feel like that I can
Mm.
still live life. I can have a slice of pizza, I can have a hamburger and fries if I want, and I still cleanse. Most people go, well, why are you cleansing? You don't have any weight to lose. You don't have any, but you know what? I cleanse when I'm not racing. I'll cleanse every Monday. I'll train hard Saturday and
Okay.
Sunday, and then Monday, I do my cross training in the morning on Monday morning, and then I don't eat until Tuesday morning, and the first meal of my day is the shake, the Iceland Pro shake, and it detoxifies you, it cleans your liver, it's a whole lymphatic system cleanse, and the best thing is if I go on vacation and I put on a couple 3 or 4 pounds, it doesn't matter. I'll do a
Yeah.
2 day cleanse and
Yeah.
it's done. Like, there's the problem with most things is people don't have balance in their life. And then they end up hating it and having
Yeah.
resentment over it. And then they stop and then they binge the other direction. So, in my point of view, it's all about the balance. It's
Mhm.
all about, you need to enjoy life. You need to have fun. If I want to have a margarita, I have a margarita. I like margaritas. I love them. So, especially when I go down to Mexico, I can't not have one. So, and so it's all about the balance. So if you're in such a restrictive, sort of lifestyle, it's not going to last. So I'm so grateful for the community, for meeting people like you, and for this whole program and everything like that.
Mm,
It's really second to none, and the amount of knowledge that everybody brings. I mean, I didn't know anything when you know, I used to train 400 and 500 miles a week when I was training, 15, 20 years ago. And because that's what my coach told me to do. But he didn't know about nutrition. He didn't know about the other side of it, which is
mhm.
probably more important than the actual training part.
Oh, yeah, totally 100%. I know, like, I've talked to a lot of coaches, well, specifically, well, cycling coaches, right? And they're super knowledgeable. They can tell you what watts to burn, to ride at for X amount of minutes and everything like that. And they'll get you results. But the thing is, they're just like nutrition. Oh, well, you have to figure it out yourself. And that's where I think a lot of athletes fall short because they don't know, right? And what's on the market, right? It's not the best products. And you just go with the status quo and you hope to get results from it. You overtrain and undereat and things like that. So it's good that more coaches and more, like more athletes as ourselves are really looking at these products and saying, no, I mean, for some people it's weight loss, but for other people it's performance based because you need to eat really well for what you're doing, right? You can't skimp. Your body's going to show it. It's going to show up in your performance and in your body.
I have one
It's,
of my old teammates. I talked to him about 3 years ago about isogenics, and he started doing Ironmans and training. He's a chiropractor,
oh yeah.
and he like I thought, he could do it himself. Like, he knows what he's doing. He's been training. He's a chiropractor, to pro athletes, and he's been training forever. And he tried for 3 years to do that. So finally, someone that we had a friend in common, my friend Gus started doing the products, and he just fell in love with them. The nitric oxide was his favorite product. And so he goes and talks to
Mhm.
Rich and says, "Hey, Rich, why don't you try it?" And Rich sort of just did it like, fine, everyone's bugging me about this isogenic stuff. I might as well just try it. So with less, get this. So, and I'm trying to think of the timeline. But within a month, we got him down 17 pounds, and his
Wow.
power went up. So
Of course it
he's
would.
like, I've been trying to do this for 3 years, and I do this in less than a month with you guys. Like, he goes, this stuff is insane. The other thing that
No, it's just awesome.
let me see if I don't know if they have the certifications stamped on here, but they have all of the new, like the performance line for Isogenics is all Informed Sports certified,
Mhm.
which is so important for me
Yeah.
because it's WADA approved and there's no cross contamination and it's batch tested. So,
Yeah.
because, we get tested in masters racing. We don't get tested enough, in my opinion. I think that they should be testing all the time.
Really?
Yeah, they do test, but only at
Just in the
the
championships?
yeah, yeah. Even I didn't even get tested in the
Oh,
California State Championship. I didn't get tested, which I was shocked. I actually wanted to get tested. There,
Wow, because it's funny because when I did my figure competitions, I went into the natural stream, which meaning with there it's all drug tested, so everybody's clean. And I won overalls, and they never tested me. Like I don't even know who they tested,
right.
right? And I was like, well, yeah, I know it's random. It's totally random, but my win was totally random too. So I was like,
You know, I've done over between like all of my racing over the last 20 years, I've done over 500 races, and I've never been tested once.
wow.
Never once, which is a shame.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I would love to be tested so then I can say, I know, like I know I'm racing clean, but here's the proof because I've been tested.
Yeah.
That was one of the biggest things for me
Yeah.
is to make sure that, and that's what other athletes ask me, because there's Olympians using these
Mhm.
athletes and going through Olympic level testing, and they're all coming out clean, and they're using the whole AMP line, all the
Yeah.
products.
Yeah. So did you see them test somebody, like take somebody away?
Yeah, at some of the bigger races, they did test, but
Mm.
mostly not.
Oh, okay. Hmm. It's interesting.
Yeah.
So, all right. I want you to talk about the 30% of toxins in our body. Remember we talked about that? So this is like, why would we cleanse? And why would we cleanse as an athlete?
Right. Right.
Can you talk on that, John?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So, you cleanse as an athlete, because I was talking with, I'm trying to remember where I got this. I think I was talking with Natalie Cook, and Natalie Cook she's a friend of mine, and she's a Olympic volleyball player, and she's a five-time Olympic volleyball player, beach
Yeah.
volleyball. She plays for Australia, and athletes are can be up to 30% more toxic than the regular person because we eat more, we drink more water, we breathe more, we take more
Yeah.
showers, and we put sunscreen on. Sunscreen can be toxic, so you have to make sure that you get a sunscreen without all the chemicals in it, which is really important because it all gets absorbed through your skin, goes through your skin into your bloodstream, and then what your body does is
Yeah.
your body actually encapsulates the toxins in the fat. So you get the toxins in your body, and then when you try to lose weight or lean out, then those toxins become, in your bloodstream, and then your liver rejects it and keeps it in your body. So then your body wants to encapsulate those toxins back into fat. So what the Cleanse for Life does is the cleanse actually helps bind and create it to be water soluble, the toxin. So the toxin binds to the Cleanse for Life and actually lets it pass through your liver. So that's one of the huge things. So that actually helps it pass through your system. But I mean that's why I do it
Yeah.
once a week, and probably once a quarter I'm doing a 2-day cleanse, because when you do a 2-day
Hmm.
cleanse, it lowers your cortisol levels, right? And it actually increases your human growth hormone, your HGH. And again, like this
Hmm.
back in the day, we're taking HGH injections for better performance, human growth hormone. So, which is obviously now illegal,
Yeah.
but if you can do it naturally, like by doing a cleanse, a
Yeah.
nutritionally supported cleanse, and it's not a fast. It's not like you're fasting and you're not eating. You're doing snacks and a little bit of snacks at the right time to relieve your body of digestion. So it frees up all of the blood now to do healing on the rest of your body. So I mean, you actually get a lot more energy when you do a cleanse.
Yeah. I know I feel way more energetic the day after, even sometimes when I go out for a ride on my cleanse
Yep.
or even work out, not intensely,
Good.
but I think my body's gotten to a point where it's just very efficient, and I'm not tired on those days anymore.
Yep.
Like I can function really well, and I love that.
And
So let's touch on the last little bit on
yeah.
business. So how do you effectively get all this done and run a business? Or tell us about your business sense. What are you up to there, John?
So, when I met Warren Lance, who introduced me to Isogenics, I owned a computer company
Hmm.
for about 10 years, and Warren was in Isogenics for about 10 years. And, we were talking business and everything like that. And it's like running a computer company, like I'm the sales, I'm the marketing, I'm the head technician, although I had 5 employees,
Hmm.
I had to deal with all the AR, it's all me, like I'm driving the business. And it was fascinating because I loved the aspect of the multi-level marketing and how collaboratory it is with friends and people that you get on board,
Hmm.
because it's all a group effort, and you don't do it by yourself. You can't do it by yourself. You don't want to do it by yourself. So I really saw the vision on doing something that I can really help people and really help change people's lives, and it's something that's good. And you can share it as much or as little as you want. But the beautiful thing is the company actually pays you back for sharing the product, because they don't advertise. You're not going to see ads on TV. So where do they put the money? They put the money back into the people that are doing this and just talk about it and introduce the product to other people. Because we're social creatures, right? We share things. We go out to a good restaurant. We want other people to experience the good restaurant. We see a good movie. Go see this movie. It was fabulous. You got to go see it, right? So we naturally do it anyway. So why not? And how much do we get paid on those things? Nothing, right? We do it because we like other people to have a good experience. So I just tell people, don't
Hmm.
worry about the multi-level marketing. Don't worry about anything about, try the product. And if you like it, people are going to ask you, how did you get results?
Yeah,
And then slowly,
I love it too.
it, it, it doesn't have to be
Yeah,
complicated.
I know. I know. And you know what? The more I share with cyclists, just well, cyclists in general, I mean, everybody in general, but you always see like, I guess you just want to help out because I'm just going to talk about cycling because, the more you ride, the more you need something better products in your body, like no more Gatorade, and like water is great, but it's not the best. You need really good quality food while if you're riding longer. Think about everything we talked about, for good energy. And like where do you get that? Like, I mean, I know everybody goes to Costco and gets the cheap bars, but like really, how good are they on your stomach at the end of the day? Like, and I don't know. I think I've built up an aversion to really sweet bars, but you can't stomach them anymore. I don't know about you, but when I try I'm just gonna put out there a Cliff Bar, for instance, I'm like, oh my God, the sweetness in these things are horrendous. I'm like, I can't finish it. It's too much.
Yeah.
But I just like I love sharing it as well. It's something that I'm really passionate about, as long as with cycling.
Well, and the beautiful thing is, hey, Asta, that's my friend Asta that just joined. How you doing? She's,
Ah, oh no, we lost
am I
John.
back?
Weird. Oh, there you
Okay.
go.
Hi.
Yes. I'm like,
I
no.
know that was weird. All of a sudden it went away and then it came back. So, yeah, if the product wasn't clean, if it wasn't informed sport, if I didn't get the results that I got personally,
Hmm.
would I talk about it and share it? The answer is no. Like I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
It's because, and people go, well, why are you still doing shakes 5 years later? You're still doing cleanse days 5 years later. And I'm like, because I'm still working out, I still have to eat. I still need to fuel my body. And, the amount of performance gain, I probably buy more products than anybody out there because I use, I'm eating 5 or 6 times a day. My
Yeah.
friend,
I know that gets expensive, right?
yeah, but I haven't paid for the product in probably 4.5 years because I share it,
Hmm.
right? And that Isogenics pays for my
Yeah.
Isogenics. Hey,
I know. You can't get any better than that.
hey, Larry Rouse just joined. He is a kung fu master that I studied under for quite a while. He's a great guy, and yeah, great. And I miss working out. I also, I've done kung fu for years and years and years, so it's part of the other part of my life that I don't do anymore.
Is that? Yeah, because I noticed on your Facebook profile that you had a business in Kung Fu, or like you had a studio, or
Yeah. I had a studio for 5 years, and they ended up selling the building that I was in to, and they didn't want a studio in there anymore. So,
um,
it took up a lot of time, and I, didn't. I still had my computer business, and I was doing that. So, and that's one of the reasons
oh,
why I got back into cycling is because I had all this time now freed up. Um, because I was, at the studio 10 hours a week.
yeah, no, I get yeah. Oh my God. So this has been really awesome. I love all the great tips that you brought out about the AMP line. I'm gonna have to watch this again and implement some of them. So change up because like I said, I told everybody here, we're both on Team Isogenics. I don't have any isogenic stuff on me, but you're gonna see us together in about 3 to 4 weeks, and we're going to do another interview. We're going to grab a couple more cyclists and we're going to do something together in Nashville. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be super exciting. You guys can follow us there. So every year or every 2 times a year, we get together at these events, Team Isogenics, and there's like, 150 of us who usually show up out of like 300, and it's just exciting to get us all together and just to powwow and see all the different athletes that are now coming on board with Isogenics. And don't hate it because it's MLM. Hate, like give it a chance. Hey, John, like some people turn up their nose because it's MLM, but you haven't even looked at it. How can you judge?
It's a
So,
solid product.
but
It's a solid product. I mean,
yeah, yeah. And I'm sure like John's able to have had like a 2 hour supper with Dr. Colgan. Like that guy is like, I don't know how old he is, but he looks like he's 60 years old. But he's like the godfather of protein. I think him and Joe Weider put the product together or developed protein way back in the day, and he's just like, it's amazing talking to him, and it's so exciting to have him on our medical panel, or yeah, for Isogenics, that he provides input on how to develop solid nutritional products, because he's all about that. So do you have any other tips, John, you can give us?
that doing the cleanse days combined with the protein pacing and adding in the other products that I talked about is key. And then doing your 2 meals. My strategy is normally for the first 30 days focus on your weight loss and doing 4 cleanse days throughout the month, and really seeing what the product can do, and doing 2 shakes and 1 regular meal a day. And then going into your training, muscle building, amp line sort of structure after that. And then if you need 2 months, I mean, some people might want to lose 30, 40 pounds, and then, that might take a couple of months or 3 months, depending on your body. I don't know. But, but focus on doing the 2 shakes, 1 meal a day, cleanse days, two-day cleanse days back to back, and then get into the performance product. I know a lot of people just want to jump into the performance product, but you need to, really clean out the body, do the detox. A lot of people say that they think more clearly after they do that first 30 days because it gets rid of the mind fog and the brain fog, because it's your blood, right? If you clean the clean blood is going through your brain. You have now a cleaner brain. You really do.
Yeah, it's true. And that's, that's that's the process I follow too, and it just works. Even for myself, I don't even think about 30 days, but I think I just do a 30-day every month without even thinking about it, like with a cleanse here and there. And in quarter, I always tell people, I think I probably eat, I don't know, 60 to 70% isogenics a day.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, that probably the same
Probably.
here. Same here.
Yeah. And it's just like, I don't know. I don't think I'd feel better doing it with whole food. I honestly don't. I definitely wouldn't have as much time, right, to do other stuff. So,
Yeah.
yeah. All right. So we're going to wrap it up. I think we've talked to just about everything that we had on our agenda today. And God, Jon, I thank you so much. And unfortunately about this delay, it's really strange. But maybe it's because it's 3 hours difference. I don't know. But it's been such a pleasure having you on here. And so when is your next race?
I'm not sure if I'm going to be in town or not for it. So it's in a week and a half, and it's going to be Manhattan Beach Grand Prix.
Oh.
I might have to be out of town for it, so I'm trying to figure that out right now. But it's a big UCI race, and I'd be doing the Masters category.
Ooh.
So yeah.
Nice. You have to hit a UCI race. It's essential.
I think next year I really want to go to nationals and see what I can do at nationals.
I think that's a great goal because becoming national champion and then standing on the podium, I think that's totally down that road. I'm definitely all over it. I think you should do it.
I think
you're inspiring me.
Get back out there.
But you know what, Jon? There's reasons why I turned into a coach, because I know how much pain goes into training for these races, and I'm like, I don't know. The categories here in Canada are not the same in the United States, unfortunately, which I wish they were different.
How are they different?
Okay. Well, the women's, okay, guys, this is like totally offline, but so for women in Quebec, and I believe it's the same in Ontario, is for masters, there's only 2 categories. So there's like 30 to 39 and then 40 and up. So there's no and with men, they have like 5 categories or 4. 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. And for women, it's just 2. So I found when I moved into the 40 plus category, when I started racing, it was kind of nice that I wasn't racing with young girls anymore, that I could, but the thing is that you have older national champions in their 40s and 50s kicking your ass. I'm like, hey.
I was just going to say that this last weekend was probably one of the hardest races I've done in like a really long time because, I was on the podium with Thurlow Rogers, who is an ex-Olympian.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Coming back racing masters just for fun. You're like,
No,
no.
that's all he does is race. He'll do 2, 3 races a day, and he rides. He is a beast. He's 58 years old too. He is a beast.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, there's a lady. Yeah, there's a lady that I raced against, and she had a Winnebago, her and her husband, and they would just basically ride and drive to the next race. And she was an ex, I don't know, national champion or something back like 15 years ago. But holy crap, she was
yeah.
tiny and she was fast. And she had this polka dot bike, a polka dot bike. So every time you see that coming by, you just have to like latch onto her and make sure, because you have to find out the people in your category,
That's
right?
right. That's right.
When you're
Let's
racing, to know who you're racing.
let's answer John's question real quick. John McKinnon.
Okay, sure, go ahead.
So he's asking, sounds like a miracle for cyclists. I totally agree. And, he weighs 240 pounds. How long would it take to take off 30 pounds? Well, honestly, it all depends on your body. And it's really interesting because I've seen it take off in 1 month, and I've seen it take 3 or 4 or 5 months. And I mean, one of my friends, Chuck, he didn't see him and his wife started, and his wife dropped 30 pounds like in a month and a half, really, really quick. And he drops a pound, and he's really discouraged. And he kept going seriously, like normally men get better results quicker than women. So this scenario, the wife got really great results, leaned out. They're both cyclists. They're both training together. And then, so patience, 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 patience. He's doing the cleansing. He's doing the 2 shakes, 1 meal, and doing the program, and he keeps training. And all of a sudden, I think it was month 3, it just came off within that month, like crazy. So his body was going into the only thing that, because I've asked this question to, nutritionists and everything like that, and they go, as far as they can tell, the body is going into repairing what it needs to repair before it lets loose of that weight. So it's putting the nutrition towards what it needs to do first. And, a lot of people would give up before that 3rd month. So John, to answer your question is you can only, tell you after the fact on how long it's going to take. So, because everybody's body responds so differently, and, how closely you follow the program, all of that takes into account. But I would totally encourage you to give it a go. There's 100% money back guarantee on the product. So if you're not satisfied within that 30 days, but even if you don't get amazing results within the that time frame, I would encourage you just to stay on it and stay on it and stay, because you will see results. I mean, the science is there, with Dr. Asario. So let's connect with Sylvie here, and we'll continue the conversation. But I'd say just give it a go.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you a little thing, John. I have been talking to John. I recommended that he jump on here, so we're waiting to get started. Yay!
Yep.
But I have seen, just to answer that question too, it really, like John was mentioning, it depends on what's been going on in your body. And I've seen people who hyperthyroid that have taken like months for it to repair, and also people who have gone through burnouts. So there's a lot of repair to be done in the body sometimes it can allow itself to release that. So it really does depend on the person, and it's hard to say, like everybody's different. So
Yeah.
but the advantage is that you're going to have more energy. You're going to have like the easiest food to eat. And, it's going to eventually happen, and you're going to feel amazing even before it anyways. So
Yep.
yeah. So anyways, guys, we're going to wrap it up here. I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your day to jump on in the middle of the afternoon. I know there's so many things. There's like soccer, there's like Wimbledon, there's like the Tour de France. What else is out there? I think there's something else there that's like, I know sports coming out of our like, what do we watch? Oh, there's probably golf, maybe golf this weekend. I don't know. But anyways, so thanks for jumping on. We're going to share this and eventually put it on a YouTube channel. And if you have questions, don't hesitate to contact Jon, contact me. You can make comments below and we'll get back to you. You can jump on to you can message me on my business page where you're watching it, and I'll get back to you with any of your questions or concerns. So this has been amazing because I love it that we're talking openly about Isagenix. We're not trying to, hide it. And the thing is that, there's reasons why Jon and I have been using the products. 6 years for me, 5 years for him. And and I'll tell you, when I was racing in 2013, that was one of my strongest years. And that was when I had just started the products about a year before. And, you just have to put it in your body to find out, period. Right?
Yep.
Just do it. If you're looking for something, stop putting all these different things together. Just get something that works like as a system and get it all from one spot so you don't have to waste time and money. So anyways, guys, have an amazing afternoon, and thanks a lot, Jon, and I'll be seeing you in Nashville shortly.
So excited. Thank you so much for letting me join you today. And then
this is
we
awesome.
have to work on the delay.
I know. Hey, maybe one time we can do a Saturday interview when you're like after your race, like when you're like, we'll do the like psychological, how you, like there's a whole lot of psychological stuff going on when you're racing, like, wow, that we need to cover.
Yep.
And right after a race too, because that's when like
it's all fresh.
Everything's going on.
Yeah.
So fresh. Yeah. Either that or right before the race. I don't know which one's better. But yeah, so we'll connect and we'll do something like that.
Beautiful.
Later.
Have a great day.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.